All right, what is up, everybody? If you're watching the replay, big shout out to you guys. So yeah, it's been, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 weeks since I did one of these sort of like impromptu live sessions. So I'm coming on. I can answer your questions if you're here today. So yeah, just let me know how I can sort of help your business today. While I wait for people to get on, I'll probably keep working on a few things I'm putting together. So the next big video that we're putting over on YouTube is going to be for online arbitrage, just kind of breaking that down. So I am sort of working on that in the background. So while I wait for people to hop on, I'll be over there doing that. When you do hop on, let me know you're here. Say hi. Let me know where you're from if I don't know who you are. But yeah, feel free to shoot me any questions that you have, anything that you're dealing with today that you're like, oh, I just can't figure out this issue, or I'm having this issue, or I had that question about Amazon, all that kind of stuff. Let me know. Jessica, hey, what's up? I feel like you are on every single one of my live sessions, Jessica. It's great. Miss Wendy Cobb joined. Hey, Miss Wendy, how's it going? I didn't know you were in Hustle Buddies. That's great. Let's see over on Facebook. Tara, hey, what's up? JR. You guys are another one. You guys are like on a ton of my live videos. It's Michelle from St. Louis. What's up, Michelle? Tennessee. Awesome. Yeah, so say hi, let me know you're here. And again, just ask whatever questions. I'll be doing a little bit of work on the side as I'm sort of waiting for some questions to start trickling in. But yeah, let me know how I can help you guys. Robert says he's getting started on Amazon because of us. That's awesome. And he's from Florida. Hey, we've got good weather right now. We're in Florida too. All right. Oh, there's a question. Where is the best place to shop for beginners? Yes. There's not really a good answer for that because it's like, where's the best place to make $1? There's just so many answers to that question that there's not really a good one. I can tell you some bad places, and I guess, I mean, I can give you a couple ideas, but there's no like singular best place. I would say bad places to go would be when you're just starting. Most online locations that are not retail online. So what I mean by that, like Kohl's.com, great. Walmart.com, great. Alibaba.com, no, absolutely not. You don't know what you're getting yourself into when you're going down those avenues. So stick to like main retailers. Don't, or like Wish, things like that. Don't go down those avenues. Stick to main retailers. As far as just general places, go to Walmart, go to Target, go to Kohl's, places like that. Hey, Caleb Sowers, how's it going, man? And Grace, hey. You guys have some cute freaking kids now, Caleb. And I heard our old school is actually shutting down and going back to IPS, if you hadn't seen that yet. Let me see if there's other questions yet. Just getting started. I found a product that doesn't do good individually, but does decent in a 2-pack. I'm ready to list it, but I'm not sure how to package it. Okay, so Amy. Amy's over on YouTube if you guys are confused. So fantastic question. We find that's super, super common with like the grocery category, especially where maybe like 1 can of corn isn't profitable, but 2 cans bundled together is. All you'll have to do for that is get, it's called a poly bag. It's basically a clear plastic bag that has a sticky top. You don't want to use Ziplocs. It has to be like completely sealable and not like open and closable. It's like a one-time use kind of a thing. But get some poly bags. You can find some links like on our website, but honestly, just go to Amazon and just type in polybag variety pack and just get yourself one of those when you're starting. And then you'll put the 2 different things in there. So I will say things like multi-packs and things like that, you'll probably have to have some tools. I know we just did a video about like how to do this without any tools, without anything like that, how to like bare bones it with $100. That's going to be really hard to do. Like making multi-packs is going to be really hard to do without any tools because basically you'll need the poly bags, then you'll need a printer so that you can put your own sticker on the outside because you can't really have Amazon do that for you once you start getting into bundles. But yeah, hopefully that helps. Michelle, I had an online clothing store and went to transition my inventory to Amazon. What's the best way to get started? Yeah, so you had an online clothing store, that could mean a whole lot of different things. If you're saying that you had your own brand, then you can do that on Amazon. For the most part, that's not what we talk about mostly in our group. So what we usually do, it's arbitrage. So we are just taking other people's brands and other people's products. We're buying it cheap from point A and selling it for more at point B. What I think you're doing is you have your own clothing line. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like you have your own clothing line that you were selling online. You can absolutely sell that on Amazon. That's more going to be like, it's called private label. So if you're looking up information about getting started on Amazon, I would look specifically for information about private label. It's a great way to do it. Just most of our content isn't really geared for that. And so I'm not going to, I mean, I can tell you stuff about it, but because most of our content is about the other stuff, I'm not really going to dive down that rabbit hole right now. Maybe in the future I will. Let me pop over to Facebook, see if there's any questions over there. Candace, received notice of a bra return. Do I need to get it back to re-polybag it? So it sort of depends on your settings. So if your settings are set for Amazon to judge if something is resellable, if you allow Amazon to do that, then if they receive it back and they deem it resellable, they will just put it back into your inventory. They'll probably put a new bag on it or whatever, and they'll do that automatically. There's nothing that you have to do. If it's not resellable, then it will come back to you, and then if it is still brand new, like if it has the tags, if it's not stained, if there's nothing wrong with it, then you can re-polybag it. But there's nothing necessarily that you will have to do. It will either be automatically relisted or it will be sent back to you. All right. Maggie is losing motivation to prep and ship. Yep. Suggestions to get your mojo back. Remember this feeling and then go out and hire some people to do that part for you. If you have teenage kids, hire your teenage kids. If you have friends that have teenage kids, hire your friends' teenage kids. Yeah, or I mean, something my sister does, she's a stay-at-home mom and she knows other stay-at-home moms. They get together and she hires them and all the kids play together, and then all the moms just kind of take stickers off and they chit chat and then do whatever. So yeah, figure out ways to make that less of a burden on you, because that is the worst part. The prepping and shipping part, it's so monotonous, it's so boring, it's so mindless, that I don't suggest like being really like, yeah, I'm gonna go pack and ship. Like, you don't really have to be like that. It just has to be done in some way. So I would suggest trying to outsource that when you can. Can I help you prepare for your stats final? Not really. I would say, here's the best help that I can give you. Stop watching this video and then go prepare for your stats final. All right. I'm popping back over to YouTube, answering some more questions. Man, there's a ton of people on. That's great. And again, if you guys are just joining us, feel free to shoot me questions. I'll be here for probably 15, 20 minutes or so. While my kids are still napping. I was in the middle of filming my YouTube video, and then our kids nap in separate rooms. So I got kicked out of my videotaping room because we had a kid that needed to go to sleep. All right, Jessica, I've been trying out OA for 2 months using TA, been spending hours scanning. Go to the stores. Have you found another good way to get going with OA? Excellent question, Jessica. I'm not going to dive down that rabbit hole right now because I'm literally in the middle of filming a bunch of stuff for that. I would suggest if you're using TA to set looser filters, and then actually in January we're planning on having the founder of TA actually come into our group and do a video about that. That should help you out. Kevin, I'm sending in a 4-pack of cereal boxes. How do you recommend bundling them? Send them in. Does each box need a barcode and expiration date and sticker? Okay, so a couple things in here. So whether it's a 4-pack, a 3-pack, a 5-pack, a 12-pack, whatever it is, they have to be together. Usually the best way is with a poly bag. For cereal boxes, it's probably going to be a little bit big, so you'll probably have to use like shrink wrap. So get like stretch shrink wrap stuff, wrap them up real good. Put a do not separate, or probably put a couple do not separate stickers on it. And then you just need one sticker because it's only one item. It's one item. So have one sticker with all your FN SKU information and the expiration date on that. You don't need each individual box. What I do usually recommend, because Amazon says to do this, is to cover all of the other barcodes. So if there's like barcodes on the bottom of the cereal boxes, I would take blank labels and cover all those. Or if you're using like stretch wrap or shrink wrap or whatever, if you make it in such a way where those are unscannable, then you're fine as well. But yeah, that's what I would recommend. Thanks, Amy. Chad. You can only use one, inventory or Keepa. If I was in a place where I could only use one, I would use neither. Because if you're sort of like in an either or place financially, honestly, it's probably better to put that $50 or $17.99 dollars into more inventory. Like if you're having to choose between one or the other, then honestly, you're probably better off just putting that same money into inventory. Keepa is cheaper, but it's different tools for different purposes. It's sort of like if you had to build a house, would you buy a hammer or would you buy a saw? Well, you sort of need both for different things at different points. And if you have to choose, then you probably shouldn't build the house right now, if that kind of makes sense. So put stuff into inventory because it's an inventory-based business. If you don't have things to sell, then you don't have money. You don't need to buy these tools to make it easier or things like that. You sort of figure out how to do things the hard way. So like, for example, with Keepa, you can use the free version of Keepa, and that gives you some data. You won't have the historical sales rank, but what you can do is you can work off of today's sales rank and the number of reviews that it has. I would say that's a decent, it's not perfect, but that's a decent indicator of how fast something is selling. And Inventory Lab, that speeds up mostly like the listing process. You don't really need to speed up your listing process if you're just starting. Yeah, you need to spend your time selling more stuff. An item refunded as never received. Obviously, you didn't get it back in inventory if it was shipped. Do I need to open a case? It should, Brandon. It should happen automatically. It doesn't always. And Amazon occasionally doesn't refund those. They should, but occasionally they don't. What I would say is in about 30 days, if you notice it hasn't come back, you can open a case for that. There are tools that do that automatically for you. We're actually going to talk about one in the group. We use one. It's called SellLocker if you're looking into it. But there's things that can help with that. But basically, I think they say 45 days, but usually around the 30-day mark is when you start to realize, okay, I need to be looking for this. They say 45 days out is sort of the minimum for making a claim like that. Amy, I've had the following pop up a few times, unable to match the low price due to your shipping settings. So it sounds like you're trying to list things as merchant fulfilled because your shipping settings would not do anything if you're listing things FBA, fulfilled by Amazon. So you just change the little checkbox from I am going to ship and fulfill this item to Amazon will ship and fulfill this item. All right. Okay, back over to Facebook. Sorry, I'm going back and forth, guys, because I've got YouTube on one screen and Facebook Live on the other screen and trying to answer questions on both sides. All right. Mark over on Facebook asked, oh, also, if you guys are watching this on either platform and you're not connected to us on the other platform, go ahead and check us out. If you're on Facebook, go check out our YouTube. It's youtube.com/c/hustlebuddies. We've got a bunch of great videos over there. And if you're watching this on YouTube, head over to our huge Facebook community. We have now over 10,000 members. But head over to Facebook, facebook.com/groups/hustlebuddies. All right. Okay. Mark was contacted by 2 customers in the last week, did not receive items. Tracking on both says delivered. They were merchant fulfilled with eBay. If tracking shows delivered. This is a whole book. Okay, so there's some things you can do. I'm not gonna give you like a definite answer on what you should do next because I haven't merchant fulfilled anything in probably a year and a half, maybe even 2 years because I don't have time for it. And I don't know if rules have changed since then. So I would recommend asking that question to the main group and seeing if some of the other people who do merchant fulfill things frequently have better answers for that. I can give you answers, but I don't know if things have changed and I don't want to give you the wrong thing. Hey, what's up, Eric? Courtney, when looking at Keepa, what is the minimum parameters you keep for quantity per month selling? There's not really like a minimum parameter. It's just more data that goes into my decision making. If something is selling a lot, then I'll probably buy it, and I might buy more than one. If something's selling like once per month, if there's still profit, I will probably still buy it, but I'll probably only buy like one or two. April asks, aside from scan, what advice do you give for finding replens? I would say look for like 2-packs and 3-packs or bundles or different things put together, like a chocolate with a vanilla flavor type thing. Look for interesting things like that, because everyone can scan, but it sort of takes a little extra brain power and a little extra manual searching to find some of the 2-packs or 3-packs or combo things, April. So that's what I would say. What is the main reason to not shop on Alibaba? So what we do is arbitrage, and you cannot do arbitrage on Alibaba. Alibaba is either for a manufacturer creating something new for you, or if they state that they have a certain brand of something, then it is counterfeit because they cannot legally have that brand. So either you're breaking federal laws or you're doing private label. And private label is fine. It's just not really what we teach you. Robert says, Hey, yo, Joanna. Dave, is there a period when the prices start tanking more as we get closer to Christmas? Actually, the closer you get to Christmas, usually the prices will start increasing because, so I would say the first 2 weeks of Christmas usually is when prices tank a lot because people are like, oh no, I'm not going to sell out before Christmas. And then from like the 14th till Christmas, you're really just left with the people that didn't freak out about that. But I mean, every item is different. So there's some things that do tank and some things that don't. But I can sort of just give you generalities about that. Joanne asks, is there a place where all the acronyms are listed? Yeah, if you click on the Files tab, I actually just made a post about this. So if you go into Hustle Buddies and you either like look at the most recent posts or just search my name and look for the very last thing I posted it like 10 minutes ago. There is a files section in the group that you can find. I don't know how to get there on a phone because I don't use Facebook on my phone, but I'm sure there's a way to get to it. But it's the Files tab inside the group, and that lists all the acronyms. Dave, if a return comes back to you and it's not in new condition, how do you get reimbursed? Because the buyer, I'm assuming, messed it up. You don't. You have to eat that, unfortunately. Yeah, there's not. You can try to fight it, but I'm just gonna try to save you the headache. Amazon's not gonna care or listen. It doesn't really matter to them. So unfortunately, that's one of the downsides. But there's so many upsides to Amazon that I don't really get caught up on the downsides, like dealing with frustrating returns. So yeah. Mark, question, was contacted by 2 customers. Oh, you already. Eric, I have a few friends who are retired who help prep for free. There you go. Yep. Rachel, hey, what's up? Currently using eBay. I'm afraid of losing money on gated products. So you don't really have to like stress out about like, oh, what if this gated? Because it tells you in the app if something is gated or if it's not gated. Occasionally things will change, but it's not super common. So just scan it with the app. If it says that you're restricted, then you're restricted. If it says that you're allowed to sell it, then for the most part, you're allowed to sell it. And I wouldn't worry too much about that. And then worst case, you get restricted and then you just sell it on eBay. You do what you're already doing. So like the worst case scenario is your current scenario. Alicia or Alicia? I'm gonna say Alicia because that is how my wife says her name. I sent a pair of jeans and a shipment went active, then became inactive. No customer ordered. Showing 0 for received. I opened a case. I would contact seller support about that, Alicia. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Then Robert adds, yeah, for all your multi-packs, they should have like do not separate or sold as a set. Either one of those labels is fine for all your bundles. Basically, because you got to think like the Amazon warehouse workers are basically like minimum, well, maybe not minimum wage, but they're basically high school students. that is my cue to end this live video. All right. So I will see you guys later. Sorry I couldn't get to all the questions, but I was just doing this until my kids woke up, and my kids are awake. So, all right. Thank you guys. We'll see you later. Good luck out there. Hustle on.